guys, welcome to War Room, and today, for Halloween, I'm going to show you how to make some really cool canisters, or vials, or ooze containers, or whatever you want to call them for maybe an HVZ event or something to have your players find or hand out in one of your games. So stay tuned, I'm going to go over what I used to build these and how I did it. Alright guys, we're here at the hardware store, and if you go into the fluorescent lighting section, they usually have these. This is a T8, it's just a clear tube guard. I'm going to go with the T12, it's a little bit thicker. It actually does come with some end caps that we might end up using. I know you're seeing the $69 price, but it's actually $374 and $357 depending on how thick you want it. This one's about what we're looking for, so let's do it. Okay guys, so next up you're going to want to grab a couple of these. I would have recorded in the aisle, but there were a bunch of kids playing with all the pipes, so I didn't want it to be super interruptive and you wouldn't be able to hear anything I was saying. But these are 1 1/4 inch just PVC end caps. They are the non-threaded ones. That's if you're getting this size pipe, but you can certainly go down the aisle and just check and see, basically, if they fit on rather snug. And you should be good to go. Now I only got 2 because I'm only making 1 rather out of this, but you know, there's a lot of pipe here guys. So you could probably make easily 5 of these out of this, maybe more, just depends on really how large you want them, right? If you want them to fit your hand or be, you know, you can divide it down. So I'm pretty sure you guys can basically see where we're going with this. It's going to be pretty easy. We'll spray paint, add some color for the interior, and we should be good to go. But so for, you know, a couple of bucks, because you just need to buy, end caps are 86 cents, at least at the Home Depot that I got them at. They might be cheaper where you are. So, you know, you've got all of this pipe for, you know, 86 cents times 2. You can basically make one of these canisters pretty cheaply, and you can get a lot out of it. So we're going to hit the actual shop, which is, you know, just my apartment, but and we will get this guy put together, and we'll see what we can do. All right. See you there. Hey guys, I'm just at Fry's Electronics, which is a local electronics store, and I saw these for $1.25. They're just water bottles, so they actually look like they might work pretty well. VOSS is the name. I'm going to get 2 of them, see what we can do. It might work if we want something a little bit more sturdy than the tubing that we have, or if you're afraid someone's going to break something. So we'll check it out and see if it works. Okay guys, so just really quick, something I wanted to note. While I was in line to pay for these VOSS water bottles, there are larger ones. This is the 500 milliliter. I don't know if that's going to focus. 500 milliliter, or like the 16.9 ounce bottle. So there are larger ones. The only ones that I saw there were made of glass, so be careful. I don't know if they have ones in this size that are also glass, but if they do, you probably don't want that on the field just in case, you know, someone drops it. You don't want things to shatter. They did also have like 4-packs and stuff, so if you're going to be making multiple of these and you use this method, you know, that's definitely an option. And that's, like I said, just something I stumbled upon at Fry's Electronics. You could probably shop around and find them for cheaper than I did. But the 2 of these came to a little under $3. I think it was $2.88 with tax and CRV and all that, the recycle fees. So yeah, hopefully this will work out. Like, you can probably tell where we're going with this. It's already more or less there. We're just going to take a cap and put it on the end, and you can pretty much call it a day if you really want to, but we'll see what we can do with this guy compared to the other one, and take a look at both of these and go over some of your options. So, see you at the table. Alright guys, so here we are. I've taken one of the bottles, and I've just taken the label off of this VOSS water bottle. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing on this one. We just need the one that actually touches the cap on this particular one. They come off relatively easy. They don't really leave a whole lot of scuff marks or anything. If they do, you can take some like Gooby Gone or something like that and just clean it up. Like, there's a little bit of sticky right there on this one, but we're not going to use this bottle, so not a big deal. Like I said, it comes off relatively easy. Let me open this guy up. I'm going to move it right over here, and as you can see, the cheap and really quick and easy way to do this is, let's just glue this guy on right there. Whoops. I mean, obviously it's not going to stay without some glue, but and there you go. You've got yourself a cool little container, and we can open this up. Like I said, I filled this with regular water because I figured I'd keep the water that I paid $1.30 something for, but and we can throw some food coloring in this. So you know, I'm going to try to hot glue it and just see how it turns out for the super quick, super easy version if we want to do that. And I will throw some food coloring in here and glue it up, and we'll see what it's like after the break. Okay, so we've got some dye in here. I just put a couple of drops of green. Obviously, you can put whatever color you would like. You can make it as dark or as light as you would like. So we're just going to go. Hot glue gun is warmed up here, and I am going to just generously apply this all around the side. I know I need to get like a big boy glue gun. Make fun of me later. This is the only one I had available. Let's see if you will stick on. We'll give that a minute or two to dry, and it should be good to go if that actually sticks. I don't know if it will or not, but it's holding on already, unlike before it was popping off. So, and I mean, that's it, guys. You are good to go. Bam, you've got something cool for your games. Now, there's a lot of options you can do here. Obviously, I'm going to show you another way of building this, but one of the things I wanted to point out is it does say stuff around here, VOSS, artisan water, blah, blah, blah. You could take like a big washer, like, oh, let's see, I think I actually have one laying around here. Something like this. I think that'll cover it up, right? Just put it over everything. Glue that on, and then if you can just take the caps off, or rather, I guess, before you put a cap on to... or before you glue a cap on, if you put something like this on it, go ahead and spray paint it, and then, you know, it'll all look uniform, the same color. If you're going to do that, you can obviously bling out the caps and stuff like that, give them some cool texture and whatnot. But, you know, if you want to really quickly make something like this just for a game, like, oh my gosh, I've got a game tomorrow, I don't have time to spray paint and do all this stuff, but I want something cool for, like, humans to maybe to be able to find, and, you know, I need an antidote bottle or something like that. Bam, there you go, guys. Under $3, really quick, really easy. We're going to try doing it some other ways. I've got some other ideas of stuff we can put in here besides, you know, just food coloring. Obviously, quick, cheap, and easy. That's the idea. So this one is going to take a little bit more. Before I do anything, let me get some of this stuff out of the way. I am going to... These are going to end up being our end caps, and these are 1 1/4 inch PVC just end caps. They are non-threaded, so they will fit over this tube that we got, which is supposed to be for fluorescent lights. And this a little bit closer, if you want it. I don't think we're going to need these in the ends, so I'm going to just go ahead and take them out. See if I can get out this, there's the other end. Let's see if we can get the paper out of here. No, I cannot. I will have to grab a stick, or in a more Nerf appropriate, a piece of, oh, that's not gonna, there we go, all the way down. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're gonna cut into this guy. Now, you can, in theory, use anything to cut it. I would recommend, we can test this right now, I would recommend a knife, or a, specifically an X-Acto knife, or, let's see, something else that uses a razor blade, like maybe like one of these guys. Because if you try to use scissors, and I'll show you what I mean, I think I have a pair right here, I'm afraid you're going to get those kind of white stress lines from pinching rather than actually cutting, because scissors, for the most part, aren't actually sharp, right? To like pierce the way that a knife would. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this guy with a with this here, and let's see, how big do we want it? Let's make it about the same size, huh? So when you're cutting this, if you did want to make it the same size as this bottle, these caps go completely over it. So you're going to want to cut out the exact length that you want, because the caps don't sit at the end like this bottle. So let's go ahead and see if we can't chop this guy. Oh. There we go. And if you have something like a, oh, what is that? There's like a plastic cutter that has a hot blade. I'm sure that would work way better than what I'm doing, but I figure most people don't have all this kind of stuff, so we're just going to go with the super easy and cheap method, this is what I have lying around. Again, this entire tube cost me like $3, $3.50, something. It's earlier in the video. So, you know what? Just hold that there. And should be pretty close. Whoop. As I knock everything over. Don't worry about it being perfectly straight at the end. If it's a little bit jagged, that shouldn't be a problem because it's going to get covered up by those caps. So just to show you, let's see, you got one, 2, 3, 4, plus the one that's in my hand, 5. So you can get at least 5 if you're going at that length. And like I said, pretty simple here. We're just going to basically do that, and you're good to go. You know, we can, again, bling these out, paint them, do stuff like that. So we'll see what I do with this, and then I'll show you kind of my other idea for stuff you can put in either one of these that might be a little bit cooler. So we'll get back to you in just a little bit. Okay guys, so I've sanded these up. I gave them a quick wash with just some soap and water just to get all of the, you know, plastic dust off of them, dried them up, and I've cut up some of these Q-tips. I just cut them in half and then cut the heads off. They're not exact, they're actually a little bit different. I'm going to try super gluing them on here because I just want to see if we can give this a little bit more pop so they don't look exactly the same. So let's do this. Let's give it a shot just to see if we can't make it a little bit more interesting. I'm going to try real hard not to glue my finger on. I think that looks pretty cool. Let's see, I don't know if I want to go 4 or if I'm going to go 5 each. I'm going to go for 4, that way I have some extra just in case I mess up. So here's another one. You don't need a lot of super glue, obviously. Try to get this exactly opposite, but not on my finger. Okay. So I'm going to finish gluing these up, and we'll be back. Alright guys, here we are. So this is them with all of the Q-tips just super glued on there. Like I said, they're not exactly to scale. I didn't do a great job of keeping them all exactly the same. You can see this one goes almost to the bottom and this one does not. Like I said, this is just a really quick build just to show you what you can do and give you some ideas. One tip though, if you are going to use a method like this or glue anything on here, especially if you're going vertical, you don't need the glue to go all the way to both ends. That's kind of how you can avoid gluing your fingers together. Just put some in the middle. It's super glue, so you know, enough for you to be able to hold on to and just place it on. It doesn't need a whole lot of pressure either. You don't need to push it. Honestly, the weight of the Q-tip itself is pretty much all you need for that to glue on there. So what we're going to do is, like I said, now that it's been roughed up a little bit with the sandpaper, I went over with the I think it was 100 grit and 400 grit. The 100 was to get some of the stuff off, like the, well, whatever words it used to say on there, and then the 100 was just to smooth it out a little bit. Again, I didn't do a great job. I didn't spend a ton of time on this. I'm just giving you an idea of what you can do, showing you that it's really easy, and if you take some time and creativity, you can bust something out pretty quick. That's pretty awesome. So we're going to paint these up and hopefully come back and get them all attached, and we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, we're back, and as you can see, I just did a really quick, I didn't take a lot of time on this. Normally, if I was going to do this for a game, I would, you know, prime it and do a couple of coats and then do like a dry brush and maybe add some more details. Like I said, this is just to show you what you can do. You can even tell like some of the words are showing through there because I didn't do a great job on sanding it. But nevertheless, anyway, from a distance still it looks pretty cool. I mean, this is all, you know, taking about as much time as it's shown on here with the exception of the drying time on these guys, which I put in front of a hair dryer for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and like I said, it's just a really light coat. I would normally do a couple. Here is our tube. What I've done is I've gone ahead and just taken a little bit of this sandpaper and just gone around the edges like so, just to rough it up so that when we adhere this into here, hopefully, you know, it'll have something to adhere to. So what I'm going to use is, I have a product here called Amazing Goop for plumbing. And this is something that I already had, so I can't tell you how much it cost. I wouldn't use something like hot glue. You definitely want to use something that's plumbing. You can use like caulking or anything that's going to be waterproof, guys. You want to make sure that it's going to create a bond that, you know, something that is liquid in here obviously isn't going to spill out. So we're going to go ahead and apply this to one side, and then we'll fill it up and apply it to the other. It takes 24 hours to cure, but I was doing a little bit of research online, and it looks like it's water resistant, or it might be waterproof within about an hour or so. And since we're not putting it under pressure, that's really what they were saying. Like when you're using it on pipes and things, don't use those pipes, you know, for 24 hours. So I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna let it sit for you know, a couple hours, come back to it, fill it up, and we'll see if it starts leaking or not. But you know, let's see how this goes. So I'm just gonna open this guy up, and you know what? Here, super glue. Good stuff. Let me grab the other one. So it just kind of smooches out here. Let's get some on both surfaces. And like I said, depending on what you are or not using, yours, you know what? I'm just going to use my finger. Fudge it. Oh, this is really thick. I don't know if it's because it's old or not. It might be. Squeeze some out in here. And do the same sort of thing. Just all around. Ooh, and I'm getting some on the outside because I suck. And I'll let you know later what this comes off with, because I'm sure I'm going to have to find out. Alright. Let's do this here. Oh, good job. I'm dumb. Alright. So we're just going to see if we can press fit this guy in like we did before. And of course, it's going to give me some grief. Alright, there we go. There, that's not bad. Now, I'm just going to try to get this all off the edge. Oh no. There we go. And me with my smudgy fingerprints, like I said, I'll figure out how to get this stuff off of here so you don't have all of this on here. But anyway, if you took your time and did a decent job, you probably wouldn't have this junk all over here like I just got. But let's see if I can just kind of rub some of that off, I think. Anyway, regardless, I'll figure out what I can use to try to get some of this off. It looks like that's going to form a nice seal in there. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry if this has been off camera. I'm paying more attention to what I'm doing than filming, because now I've got goop all over my hands. Anyway, I'm going to let this sit for a couple hours. We will see. We'll fill it up, and then hopefully we'll put the other side on, and it'll be all waterproof, and we'll be good to go. You might have noticed this one in the back. I just added that with a Sharpie. But again, get creative. You know, you can take packing tape or something like that and add, you know, different things. Make it look like there's actually a label on there as opposed to it just being on the bottle. Different designs, what have you. So anyway, I'll catch you back here once this is done drying, hopefully, and we'll see you then. Okay, guys, we're back. I've waited about an hour. Like I said, it does recommend that you wait a little bit more than that, but I'm going to give it a shot because I don't have the patience and I have to work early tomorrow. So you know what? I want to make sure this video hopefully will get out on time. What I'm going to use for, instead of just filling it with water and, you know, doing like this, I want to try something a little bit different. I'm going to use some dish soap or dishwashing liquid, like the blue color, and it's, you know, a bit thicker than water, so I thought it would look kind of cool in there. We'll see. Hopefully I have enough here to actually fill this up. You know what? I don't know why I'm doing it like this. I guess we can test for leaks. But, here we go. It'll go faster. Like this, I think. Let's see. Anything coming out? No? Alright. Let's go for broke. Uh-oh, got some on the outside. That's my fault. Oh, we're a little bit light. Oh, no. Okay. Well, it certainly looks cool. Doesn't look like it's leaking out anywhere, but yeah, I really like the effect of all the bubbles and stuff in there. Let's see. This is going to fall over. And I don't have a towel. Where is one of mine? Yeah. Haha! Success. Alright. Let's see. I've got just a smidge in here. I'm going to leave that there for a minute, see if we can't collect some, and we'll get this all filled up and basically do the same thing to the top. So I'll cut here and we'll see what we can get out of these last couple of bottles, and we'll get back to you. Alright guys, so for the top little bit, I was running out. I used Dial, which is also blue, but it's a slightly lighter blue. I don't know if you can even tell the difference. I don't know how dish soap colors mix, so if you had like a green and a blue, I don't know if they would stay separate. But, you know, definitely getting that kind of effect, like an oil and water, if you wanted to try that in one of them, would probably look pretty cool. You know, like those little things that you turn upside down and the droplets come out and they're one color because they stay separated. So that would probably be pretty interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and put this plumbing goop back on here, apply it to here, and we're going to throw this guy on top, and we will, oops, sorry, knocking the camera around, and we will see how this goes. Okay guys, so one of the things I noticed when this was drying on here is that you do have a little bit of a problem with the air pressure, because there's obviously liquid in here, and when you put this on, it's compressing the air down, so this wants to pop off. So I'm going to try to get rid of most of that and jam this in here by squeezing it, but then letting it go once it's down there, and hopefully that'll keep it from coming right off. No, but it looks alright. You don't want to squeeze it too much so that you're, you know, cracking this or anything like that. Okay guys, we are back. I had a little bit of trouble with this. You can kind of see it right here, and I'll clean this up a little bit more later once it's done drying. But I squeezed, and let me grab the regular tube and I can show you. When I squeezed the tube, I did kind of one of these to try to get some air out, and I squeezed, when I was putting it on, it got pinched, and it kind of had this permanent sort of pinch in it, so when I put it on, it was great for releasing some of the air, and all I did is just plug it up with some of that plumbing goop to take care of that, so nothing will hopefully leak out of there. What I would probably recommend is, before you put the cap on, is just squeezing the entire thing, but leaving the end part round. That way, you get a good seal on this, and you know, don't squeeze this too much, but then basically you're creating a vacuum. So once that top is on, you can let go. So if you're squeezing this and it's here, you know, how you get that suction effect if you squeeze something. That's basically all you're going to be doing. It's just so, again, you aren't pushing air into there, and that's going to be more pressure than, you know, it should have in there, and it's going to try to equalize, and it'll pop the top off while your putty, or your plumber's goop, I want to say plumbing putty, but your plumber goop is drying. Again, don't try using hot glue or something like that. I don't think that it's going to set up and that it's going to be waterproof. We are using something a little bit thicker than water, so hopefully that'll help as well with the leaks. But we're going to let that dry, and then we will check it out and see how it goes. So while this is drying, there's just a couple of things I wanted to note. You might have noticed this weird little vice grip. I just needed something to put this in that it would stand up in. Definitely you want to have something like that around, so you're not just sitting around wondering what you can put it up against and it's going to fall down and everything's going to leak out. The other thing is, while the goop is still wet, before it's solidified, if you get some of this is just enamel thinner, and brush cleaner by Testers. I just happened to have this lying around. I was looking online and people were saying, oh, get this and that, a couple of different chemicals that you could find at paint stores. So I just said, you know what, I've got this. I have it sitting around from some old enamel model paints as opposed to acrylics that I use now. And it's for thinning it out and cleaning brushes. And that worked great on the bottom here. It took it off, no problem. I don't know how it's going to be when it actually dries. So it's probably better to sort of wipe up your messes afterwards. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to try it just so I can sort of report back to you guys how it is after about an hour once it's more or less solid, if this will help clean it up. As far as your hands and stuff, it really just peels off. You can rub most of it off of your hands, and then it's kind of like rubber cement or something like that, where you can just kind of peel it off, and it comes off almost like it looks like you're ripping skin off. But yeah, so that's it for the cleanup. I just wanted to let you guys know because I almost forgot to mention it when we were throwing the top on here. But like I said, we'll let this settle and cure up, and then we'll get back to you after that. Hey guys, well, I'm back here and just wanted to show you the finished, more or less, project. I actually got back after about an hour and found it completely upside down on the side that I had just used the goop on. So it's fairly safe to say that even though it has this little dent in here, that the goop is doing its job and it is more or less watertight. Now I wanted to show you this line through it. I don't know if you can see it very well, but that I think is the hand soap is just kind of making a line right through it that you can see. Here we go. Which actually looks pretty cool, I think. But, you know, let me know what you guys think if you're going to try doing it with you know, different colors or whatnot. Definitely let me know how it goes, because I would love to see some results. Anyway, that's it, guys. Again, you can totally change this, do this however you like. There's a couple of different versions. This is definitely a lot quicker if you're going for, you need it on the fast. You could definitely put the dish soap in here. It's going to take a little bit more because this is a little bit larger volume, but there you have it, guys. Like I said, it's pretty quick, pretty easy. You can definitely spruce this up, you know, adding some sticks or whatever, what have you. You use toothpicks. You can use little nuts, washers, really make it look cool if you want to print stuff out and, you know, apply stickers or what have you. Go wild, go nuts. This is, like I said, just a really quick, cheap, easy basis. I would love to see people build on it. It's something that I've thought of for a while, but yeah, I think it will be really great for some of those HVZ events and stuff like that. So if you want to have props, especially stuff you can give to your players or have them find and pick up for something, this is kind of a neat little idea. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Hope this helped some of you out, and hopefully all of you that celebrate have a happy Halloween, and we'll catch you next time. As always, stay safe, have fun, and happy tagging.
We got like 4 on this side.